dinosaur profile. Last time we left off, it wasn't really good. The last time I tried to stream it, it like blacked out. I don't know what was wrong with my phone there. But now we should be all good. If we're not all good, I'm finna have to do it again. And also, I'm on summer break, so we're finna try and wrap this up this time. I think we did the Troodon and the Carcharodontosaurus. If we did those, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Oh my gosh, I'm so lost. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 60, 60, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. We got 93 more. Oh my gosh, I'm about to cry. Well, we might as well get started. I don't know if I completed the Carco one. If I did, I may make a little video to where I cover it better. So yeah, let's just go back to the one. I think I'm finna do the Carca video. Actually, just in case if I forgot it, because you never really know. I checked the last stream and it was like very low quality and buggy. I have no idea what was going on with that. But it should be fine now. So let's react to the Karka just in case if we haven't seen it. Alright, here we go. Holy yap. 2 minutes and 42 seconds of yap. Turn this up just in case. Thank you for welcoming me. What is that? Starting off, what on earth is that, dude? It's some type of Spinosaur. I feel like, unrelated yap session. I feel like Spinosaurs are very underrated. Like, no, I don't think underrated. Like, very, like, they had so much potential. Like, if all these other like, sure, Tyrannosaurs were the apex predator, but what it really makes you think, what would happen if other animals took that role? Like, I feel like a more scientific answer would be that Spinosaurs would just evolve into Tyrannosaurs. Well, not evolve into Tyrannosaurs, like, evolve into, like, their version. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. That was a short yap session. I don't feel like it. Oh, I had quills at the end. Sup, bro? Sup, CND? Oh my gosh. I remember. Okay, I remember. I remember some things. The Proceratosaurus took down the Triceratops. I wasn't really happy about that, but then again, it said it was a subadult, and I guess it kind of worked out in the end. I mean, it worked. It may have not worked. I don't know. I don't know if that would happen in real life though. If it did, I may have to fight somebody. I'm not. I'm not interested in dinosaurs, but I'll still slub. All right. Oh my gosh, this is like a. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for this. I'm gonna zoom in like I did last time. It was a bunch of blinding light, but now it's just like a. I have no idea what this really is. All right, I'm gonna catch some of y'all up. The dinosaurs can levitate. Um, that's it. I think. InGen dinosaur profile.
Height 12 feet, length 29 feet, diet carnivore, DNA 75% Carcharodontosaurus, 5% desert gecko, 10% green iguana, 10% black bear. Confirmed breakouts 3. Besides Tyrannosaurus rex, Carcharodontosaurus is one of the fan favorite of all theropods that ingen has cloned.
What about Giganotus? Actually, no, they didn't. No, that was Biosyn. What about what dinosaurs did InGen create? What about? Actually, I don't really know. Really.
It has a fierce and morbid reputation as the dinosaur who doesn't need jaws, and we'll get into why that is in a second.
It does need jaws. All predators need jaws. Even the Megaraptorans do. Because they have to like use their jaw to like hold it while they let their claws do the killing. Yeah, I read up on some stuff.
Dinosaur has quite an odd tail, so let's get straight into it. Fun fact, Carcharodontosaurus was originally classified as a megalosaurus when it was first discovered. However, despite the fact that ingen has created both of them, Carcharodontosaurus has quite a few differences. The very literal big difference is that Carcharodontosaurus is larger than Megalosaurus by...
Alright, thank you for saying the obvious, buddy. Well, actually, the Megalosaurus. No, hold on. Actually, the Carcharodontosaurus was larger than the Megalosaurus. Megalosaurus is like 4 to 5 tons. No, like 1 to 5 tons. I'm pretty sure. No, 4. I think. I don't think it's really that. Isn't like Carcharodontosaurus a Caracus or whatever, like the small one? Isn't that like 4 to 5 tons? I think.
Quite a lot. Now, in real life, Carcharodontosaurus was about 50 feet long, making it about as big as T-Rex.
No, wait. I don't think Carcharodontosaurus was 50 feet long. Was it? You never really know.
That being said, the ingen version is about 30 feet long. The size difference is...
Dog, that's the length of my eep. The largest Megaraptorid. And Megaraptorids in general were small to medium sized. I'm done. I'm done, dude. Alright.
Most likely because of the fact that the creatures in Carcharodontosaurus' DNA, or at least the ingen version, are very, very small animals, except for the black bear. So this...
Then you sharks! Doesn't Carcharodontosaurus mean like sharp-toothed lizard? Like, equip it with some knife DNA. Equip it with some dagger DNA. Just ignore me, y'all. Hold up. Just need a little break. All right, we're back. I remember this. I remember the song, but I was like so confused that they didn't use the DNA for the like they didn't like use some type of shark DNA for the Carcharodontosaurus. Like maybe use I don't even know.
This is probably why it decreased in size. As mentioned at the beginning, Carcharodontosaurus has had 3 separate escape attempts in Jurassic World, and
I don't think you said that. Oh, never mind.
well, all of which have left damage to the park. The final one left damage to the guests as well.
Ooh.
Carcharodontosaurus first came to Jurassic World back in 2011, and immediately park goers were very intrigued by this predator. Many people noted how the animal liked to use its claws over its teeth, which is
Oh my gosh, bro. Dog, you was not a Megaraptorin. You is not a Roastion who will roast you for eons. You are not Maip, who is super elite. You are not Megaraptor, okay?
how it got the reputation I talked about earlier. Studies have shown this was probably for a reason. Carcharodontosaurus, like I mentioned earlier, had quite a few small lizards in its DNA, meaning that its bite was probably not on par with its other relatives.
But lizards don't use their claws, now do they?
Things like Acrocanthosaurus or Giganotosaurus. What it lacked in its teeth, however, it made up for in its fingers.
Dog, these are the shortest forelimbs I've ever seen in my life. I know I've been saying Carcharodontosaurus may have had short and robust forelimbs like Megalosaurids. But dude, I didn't. I'm at least planning on making them short and robust. Just ignore that, by the way. I'm trying to talk over it. Like, okay, let's just keep on going. I have a lot to get through.
And its arm strength were powerful enough to crush stone. And this was exactly how the animal broke out back in 2014, only 3 years after it had been in the park. The scene you saw at the beginning was a recreation of the attack that happened in 2014 when a 28-foot-long Carcharodontosaurus male broke out of its enclosure.
Hey, that's the percent of my volume.
A group of people. While no one was left dead, there was still several injuries that happened to some of the guests, and because of that, the Carcharodontosaurus was actually removed from the park. The 3 Carcharodontosauruses were then moved to Isla Watanceros, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, where they would live out their days for the rest of time until 2017. You see, Isla Watanceros actually had several dinosaurs living on it besides the 3 Carcharodontosaurus. This made people who would want to capture the dinosaurs or maybe even poachers to actually come to
Okay, bro, why would you want to capture this, bro? How would you capture this? I'm surprised dinosaurs at least make it to where it would take a longer time to actually knock them out. Like, you just don't have them fall asleep instantly.
Island, and that is exactly what happened in 2017 when a group of people did just that. Somehow, these group of people managed to capture the last 3 Carcharodontosauruses along with several other dinosaurs, get them onto a boat, and actually bring them to France where they were planning on selling them.
Somehow my Cretaceous buttocks, bro.
As Dr. Ian Malcolm once said, though, life finds a way, and life did find a way when it came to these 3 Carcharodontosauruses. Several large trucks were going to be hauling these gigantic predators to the location where they would be sold off. It was actually going to be an auction similar to the Fallen Kingdom auction, and similar to that, something went wrong. The Carcharodontosauruses managed to break out of the trucks, and in the process, this killed several people. Thankfully, though, that is not how the Carcharodontosaurus' story ends. The 3 of them were then all captured by the France government, and 2 of them were sent to the Portuguese preserve, while the last one was sent to the Colorado Preserve in North America. And really, that's about all there is when it comes to Carcharodontosaurus. Thank you all for watching this Return to Ingen Dinosaur Profile. I hope you all like the rest of Season 3.
Dog, this was 3 years ago. Let's just settle that in. 3 years ago, 3 Carcharodontosaurus were captured by the French, by the Sacre Bleu.
Stay tuned for next time
What
when
am I
we go
talking
over
about?
another
Never mind.
large predator. And as always, if something chases you, run.
Thank you for the obvious advice. Remember, y'all, if you see a 30-foot long Carcharodontosaurus, it sounded like I was trying to cuss that. My bad. Carcharodontosaurus, run. Don't try and make front. Don't try and emo on it. Okay, run. But sadly, I cannot run from this ad. Yeah, I guessed it. I can guess them at this point.
Hello and welcome to Engine Dinosaur Profile.
Oh, you seem King Kaiju seems a bit. No offense, dude. You seem a bit. You seem a bit grumpy. I don't know what happened on I don't know what happened 3 years ago. On September 24th, 2021. Welcome to Android Dinosaur Profile. Oh, let me go back. Let me go back.
Hello and welcome to Engine Dinosaur Profile.
Hello and welcome to Engine Dinosaur Profile. Y'all think I'll end up getting scared if I lock in hard enough? Because I feel like if like the rest of like the volume was low, that generally would have gotten me, I think. Yeah, that bite that made me jolt. That made me tense up a little bit. Not even gonna lie.
Seats. Height, 10 feet. Length, 26 feet. Diet, carnivore. DNA, 63% Seats, 37% cassowary. With two...
Cassowary. Frick out of here, bro. What do you mean, cassowary? What is it? Okay.
large predators in a row, you'd probably think that Engine Dinosaur Profile should have some diversity. But I can assure you that the Seats mecrium is quite a different animal from Cargo.
Yeah, it's a lot uglier. Because why on earth are these quills on his back and neck?
Carnodontosaurus. Instead of being made to entertain, Seats was made to control. We really...
Excuse me? So he's a hold up. So he's a dominant? Hey yo, hold
really
up.
don't know a lot about the Seats' origin. Seats was discovered fairly recently, so how Engine even got its DNA and made it animal so quickly is really just up to everyone's best guess. However, we do know when it was created by Engine. In 2016, the first Seats was created by Engine and placed on Isla Nublar. And we also know why it was placed on Isla Nublar. Seats was specifically designed so that it could take control of an area from other predators, making
So it's a dominant. That's basically what it is. I'm sorry.
sure that the ecosystem does not get out of whack with its predator versus prey dynamic. In
Oh, never mind.
Short terms, Seattle was created so that overhunting did not become a problem on Isla Nublar.
So he's basically the Godzilla of of an ecosystem.
And for the most part, Seattle did its job pretty good. The valley that it controlled had a specific number of species that lived there, and any species that weren't supposed to be there would
I'm back. Bro, where were you? What do you mean you're back?
considered invasive species were dealt with by the Seats. However, oddly enough, the Seats was not the only moderator species out there. In fact, there was another one known as the Allosaurus europaeus.
Dog, okay, bruh. King Kaiju, you are not slick. Yeah, I'm scrolling for lives. Oh, never mind. As I was saying, King Kaiju, you're not slick. You're just trying to say Allosaurus, Europe. I'm sorry. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I'm sorry. Maybe I have a dirty mind. I don't know.
However, this video is talking about the Seats, so let's move on. To end this video, I do have a bit of sad news. In 2018, the Seats was confirmed to have gone extinct.
How? Okay, I need to calm down. I'm getting a bit too loud. How? How did you die? You were a moderator species. You were in your prime. You were at your peak of I wouldn't say peak of evolution because they were created. Your peak of whatever. And you managed to go extinct. Not die, but go extinct. King Kaiju, you better have a good reason for this.
To end this video on a high note, the Seats will always be remembered as keeping Isla Nublar.
So we don't know how it died? Excuse me? Hold up. So you're just telling me. You're telling me. The Siach. Mr. Siach. He went extinct and we don't know why. Dog, you were a moderator. You were so hyped up. What do you mean you went extinct?
Are in balance, even if it had to wipe out a couple of species to do that. The Seats was made to be a guardian, and for almost 2 years, it did that. And hopefully someday we will see the Seats again.
Can you please explain to me how did it die? How did they go extinct? Please tell me how.
Thank you all for watching. Next time we will look at a ceratopsian, and remember, if something chases you, run.
Actually, if you sound like that, I'm glad you went extinct. Can we replay that a bit before we head out to the next episode?
Next time we will look at a ceratopsian, and remember, if something chases you, run.
Bro sounded like a Wendigo. I want to go into more detail, but I'm family friendly here. Let's keep it. Let's keep it.
What does it mean to be rich?
It means I have a lot of money. That cheddar. That moolah. That money. Okay, I need to stop.
It's not just about the places you can go.
It's about that money. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about an ad. Well, I'm so stupid.
Hello and welcome to
I wouldn't say stupid, but you know what I mean. Zuni Ceratops. Okay. Next up, we got a few more. I'm finna see if I can do all these in one go, and if I can't, I'm finna do another part, and maybe that won't be the last one. I'm not sure. Dun 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 no. Ingen dinosaur profile.
Zuniceratops. Height, 4 feet. Length, 13 feet.
Here's a fun fact, y'all. I actually kind of wanted the Beast of the Mesozoic Zuniceratops, but I ended up getting the Dryptosaurus instead. I just felt like it was like because I already have like a bunch of small to medium sized dinosaur figures. So I kind of wanted something articulated and large for a change. That wasn't something like a Hammond Collection Giganotosaurus or something like that. Just a little fun fact.
Diet, herbivore, DNA, 80% Zuniceratops, 20% blue-tailed skink. To any of the Jurassic World buffs out there, you've probably seen this artwork before, and you've probably linked this with what the Zuniceratops actually looks like.
Because it is. This is canonically the Jurassic World / Park Zuniceratops.
However, the ingen Zuniceratops...
Oh, frick off. What is that? I'm getting so worked up for no reason. I need to calm it down. Let's take a deep breath. I think I'm calm now.
A lot different from this. This was a case similar to the baryonyx where artwork was shown, however, the actual creature in real life did not look
Was very, I mean, you know what I mean.
like the artwork at all. It looked very, very differently. And most people probably assume that this artwork is the actual Zuniceratops because the actual Zuniceratops was never shown to the public at all. The Zuniceratops was one of over 50 dinosaurs that Ingen had on Isla Nublar and planned to show to the public at some time, however did not end up releasing it. That being said, this guy has quite an odd tail, so let's not waste any more time.
We can see that. It's literally blue. Talking about this dinosaur had quite an odd tail. Cuddy, we see that.
Get straight into it. Zuniceratops is known to be aggressive but intelligent. While it is
So it's basically Caesar. If he was mistreated by mankind as a whole.
small in stature, the animal has enough power within it to scare off other larger predators. But Zuniceratops is smart
Was that stop motion?
enough to know that larger predators can pose a serious threat, and it has been seen running from them when it knows it's outmatched. But funny enough, Zuniceratops is also a species that travels with other dinosaurs too. It will sometimes migrate with them, or other times it will just pair up with a random species for protection, or even to protect that other species. People aren't sure why this happens. Some think this is genuine compassion or just survival instinct. Either way though, this shows that Zuniceratops is incredibly intelligent, especially for a ceratopsian dinosaur. A good example of this is an experiment that Ingen actually conducted themselves with a Zuniceratops and a Protoceratops. The two
A Zuniceratops and a Protoceratops. I feel like I got those like so mixed up. Actually no, I don't. No, I didn't.
dinosaurs were put in an isolated room and were faced with different challenges that they had to compete through, and it showed that the Zuniceratops would lead the less intelligent Protoceratops.
This is a Zuniceratops with the less intelligent Protoceratops. Okay, dude. You didn't have to call him dumb, alright? He's more primitive. Cut him some slack. Alright? And maybe some ferns as well.
Through these challenges, even when the dinosaur was posed with threats, the Zuniceratops would help the Protoceratops through them. And this was the nail in the coffin for Ingen that Zuniceratops was actually a very caring creature.
So he's just a chill guy? Wait a minute. This was in... Hold up. This was September 29th, I think, 2021. When was the chill guy meme invented? Was it in something like 2024? I think this may just be the original chill guy. I'm not sure. Yo, everyone. Is this the Distortus Rex? Hello, Distortus Rex. I have no idea. I'm not the brightest. That's obviously easy. I have no idea why the Distortus Rex is here and how he's typing, but I don't know. Maybe he likes watching ingen dinosaur profile. I don't know. Who knows? You never know.
As for the general public decision, it's very, very mixed. Some people say that yes, the Zuniceratops is a caring animal that will care for other dinosaurs, even people sometimes, while others say that the decision that Ingen made was completely and utterly unsupported, and that the dinosaur is just looking out for itself with another dinosaur present. I'll let you...
Okay, dude. Whoever thinks of that is as dumb as the Protoceratops, if not even dumber.
Make your own decision as to which you choose.
I'm sorry.
However, we have now come to the end of Zuniceratops, and thankfully it has a much more satisfying end than the Seats. For about a year, the Zuniceratops was presumed to be completely gone because no one had seen it since the Saibo eruption. Many people thought it just went extinct in the chaos and never to be seen again. But in 2020, a male Zuniceratops was found in California in a dry, remote desert where, as you probably...
A dry, remote desert? Cuddy, how did you survive? What do you mean? I gotta stop saying that. My catchphrase was bro. Not what you mean. That was probably someone else's originally.
Yes, it would never be found. Thankfully for us, though, the male that was nicknamed Hickory was found. And surprisingly, the dinosaur was actually allowed to stay in the area it was found in. Because of how remote it was...
So Blood just roamed the desert until the day he died? On some hot Chico type stuff?
This is the fact that Zuniceratops...
Instead of a Shiba Inu waiting for his owner, it's a Zuniceratops living out into the desert alone for the rest of his life. This does not feel sweet at all, King Kaiju. I don't know what you mean.
Not really considered a threat. The governor of California allowed the Zuniceratops to stay in the area that it was found in, and to this day, the male that lives there is still there. A town...
So how long has this been going? We need some timestamps, like years, months, weeks. We need something.
Named Akotillo even decided to change their logo into the Zuniceratops. And that is it for this episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. We really aren't sure what dinosaur we're gonna do next, but I'm sure that you guys will enjoy it just like you guys have been.
Well, if we scroll down, we can clearly see it's this right here. But okay.
Enjoying the rest of Season 3. And of course, if something chases you, run.
We get it, bro. If something chases you, run. Can I run away from this ad? How about that? I just put my Crocs in the sports mode and just dash away from the ad. Because I feel chased right now, and I have the need to run.
Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile.
Dum 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 dum. It's getting me a bit. It's getting me a bit. I'm about to skip the trailer for once, because, dude, that's a bit too long. Skip. I'm finna skip some of the intros, because it's taking way too long. I think that's like most of the episode.
Height, 6 feet. Length, 22 feet. Diet, carnivore. DNA, 88% Mojungasaurus, 12% gray iguana. Some people might gloss over this dinosaur because Mojungasaurus is yet another one of the many medium-sized theropods. However, this one is very, very special in my opinion because it's only known from one specimen, nicknamed Ranger. Ranger is a male Majungasaurus that is roughly 13 years old. His color is very, very odd, having a lot of greens, yellows, and blues. As well as that, he's also very easily distinguishable because of his broken jaw. No one...
And bro is not broken jaw. You are not him, buddy. Did you get attacked by a sauropod? No. Was it when you were young? No.
really knows why that happened to Ranger, but it's usually just
See? Exactly.
that it was an accident that involved another dinosaur. Ranger would have most likely roamed the plains regions along with other dinosaurs we've covered like the Ceats or Montosaurus. Despite the competition though, Ranger has proved that he can actually hold his own against much larger theropods. According to several employees that were working that day, Ranger's paddock was specifically targeted by the Indominus Rex. Despite these odds though, Ranger managed to prevail and escape from the Indominus Rex.
Oh, shove a infantry on my... Oh, bro.
He didn't say that the Indominus Rex actually ran away from Ranger.
Alright, bro. Why is Ranger being glazed right here? I mean, technically, if I saw someone with a broken jaw, like, oh, hello, I would run away too. I'm sorry.
There was even a short film recently called Beast Called Ranger, where Ranger the Majungasaurus escapes by tail whipping the Indominus Rex enough to where it just gets annoyed and runs away.
Tail whipping the Indominus Rex, bro. Dog, I know my laughing may be a bit weird, especially on the live stream, but you gotta admit that is funny. I would be danged if I was the Indominus Rex and some Majunga store that just started smacking me with his tail. Like, look at this thing, bro. I would have just bent his tail, yanked it to the ground, and just, I don't know, probably maybe like bite its neck. But there's like a bunch of bumps and spikes. I don't know if my jaws could like wrap around it much. I might just have to like claw its underbelly open so it's like intestines will spill out. That was so brutal. I am very sorry.
This is probably not what happened, but it's still kind of a funny ending to the short film.
Yeah, it is funny. Bro just got smacked up by a Ranger.
This is sadly all the information we really know about Majungasaurus. After 2017 the tale of Ranger really just goes dark. It's not known if he died in the eruption or sometime before that, or maybe he escaped to the mainland. It's really everyone's best guess. Thankfully though, Ranger will always be remembered as one of the oddest of all of the theropods Ingen has ever cloned, and one that gets very much overshadowed in media nowadays. There needs to be a lot more information about this guy out there, and hopefully after this video is made, more info will come out. Heck, sometime there might be a part 2 to this video. But that is all the information I have for you.
I don't know. Next up, we got my boy, the Diabloceratops, alright? I like Diabloceratops. Actually, no, I'm about to skip it just once. Just like the little, if something chases you, run. Because I want to see how do I keep skipping these ads. No, skipping these intros. Although I do want to skip these ads as well. Sorry.
Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile.
Until about here.
Diabloceratops. Height 7 feet.
Hey, Johnny. Okay,
18 feet. Diet herbivore. DNA unknown. So originally for the 5th episode, I had a different dinosaur planned. However, very, very recently, as in like 3 weeks ago recently, a new Ingen dinosaur was discovered, and that was the Diabloceratops. Now, of course, Diabloceratops has been a known dinosaur for quite a while. What I mean by newly discovered is that up until this point, we did not know that Ingen actually cloned this species of dinosaur. This is because Ingen is very, very hush-hush about what they can and cannot let us know, and for some reason, they never let us know that they had cloned a Diabloceratops. But let's get away from the conspiracy stuff for now and actually talk about the dinosaur itself. So, of course, as it's a new dinosaur, we really don't know too much about it. However, one thing we've learned very quickly is that despite it being small for a ceratopsian, this dinosaur is incredibly aggressive. Unlike the dinosaur we last talked about, the Zuniceratops, this ceratopsian is not at all compassionate for any other dinosaurs. While it has been
Oh, so he's the main character. So he's the main character, or the main centrosaur. Is the Alloceratops a centrosaurine? I think it is. The main centrosaurine, if you will.
With others, it does not care for any other herd member besides itself.
So you're a jerk.
Even though there's only one of his kind, this specific Diabloceratops seems to have an alpha role of some sort. This has led to
So you're the main character and you want to be dominant. What's your favorite dinosaur? Spinosaurus aegypticus. I don't really like Americanus that much.
getting the nickname Lucifer.
Lucifer? Okay, bro. And you roaring in the camera.
But very recently, something happened with the Diabloceratops.
You mean my cousin?
This video...
Dog, the Spinosaurus is not your cousin. Your cousin is the Tyrannosaurus Rex last time I checked out.
A bit more interesting, thankfully. September 12th was going to be a completely normal day for the Colorado.
September 12th, that's like... What? Hold up, that's like... What? That's like 3 days before my birthday.
Dinosaur preserve until calls began coming in of two dinosaurs having a physical dispute.
Ooh. Ooh. Get him loose. You're the alpha. You better hold your own, buddy. Or you're weak. Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Mystery Dude or Lucifer? Personally, I got Lucifer. I mean, but at the same time, I got the Cosmo. He's pretty big. I mean, Cosmo. Is it? No. They thrown their weight around, that's for sure. Ooh. 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 Listen, I know these are just like collectibles or whatever. But dog, the music and the fighting, listen. You just gotta like you just gotta put yourself in the perspective that you're just like actual animals. When that happens, you gotta imagine that those were actual bits of horn that fell off of that Cosmoceratops. No plastic crap. You gotta actually think, dang, this Diabloceratops just smacked the horns right off of this big guy. Ooh! Not gonna lie, Casmo/Cosmo, you weak. How big is Diabloceratops? Like 2 tons? Maybe even 1 ton. If you die to a one, if you no, not die. If you get flipped by like a 1 to 2 ton Centrosaurian Ceratopsian, that's all on you. I am sorry.
And that is it for the tale of the Diabloceratops. Thank you all for watching this kind of unexpected episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. And as always, if something chases you, run.
Alright, guarantee. But I sadly can't remember from this ad. Yup, I called it. I don't have no allergies.
Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile.
Hadrosaurs and iguanodonts. Oh, I forgot I was gonna skip it. I'm gonna skip it. We've seen the trailer several times.
Hello and welcome to a different episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, where instead of covering just one dinosaur, we're going to cover 4. We're going to be covering 4 hadrosaurs and iguanodontes that Ingen has created. Now, as you're seeing on screen right now, Ingen has created a lot more than 4 hadrosaurs, so it was hard to just narrow it down to a couple we could pick from. However, we decided that we would do 2 of the most important that we know of. And the first one, of course, is the Parasaurolophus.
Alright.
Contrary to what many think, Parasaurolophus and other hadrosaurs are not just meat bags for other carnivorous.
I didn't think that. No. The Coryphosaurus tastes pretty good, though. Like, bro, they're very... I mean, they don't taste good. I mean, okay. What I mean is that they make very good food. I actually went out to a cookout with them. They were a bit of a jerks. They were like, "Stop eating my kids." Ow, you just ripped out my eye. Like, they were so dramatic. I don't know why.
Dinosaurs, and Parasaurolophus is a pretty damn good example of that. Described as the moose of Jurassic World, this animal is very majestic, however, it can still be incredibly dangerous if people are not prepared.
Yeah, people! What is this thing gonna do against me? I mean, that's very sad. It cannot defend itself.
Mentality applies to the animal.
I mean, it can defend its... Yeah, you know what? Let's just keep watching.
Both described as horrifying and beautiful by Ellie Sattler. Parasaurolophus has also been called the most colorful of any dinosaur that Ingen has ever.
So it's a bit fruity. It's a bit fruity in the booty. Okay. I'm not gonna judge. I think this is like Pride Month, isn't it? All right.
With this animal that there are. You're probably most familiar, though, with the Sorna male coloration,
yeah.
Which is this coloration you're seeing right in front of you. This one originally was on Sorna as the
yeah, that's my... I mean my homeboy right there.
Applies, and also was a male-specific color scheme. This is also one of 3 colors that we know made it off Nublar in 2018.
Jurassic World Perfection figures. Sadly, no. Actually, I do. I have the Quetzal Chopper. I mean Quetzalcopter. It's like a mini thing though. It's like on Hot Wheels or something. It's not really a figure that much. But it is what it is. Where on earth did I put that? Okay, there's our map.
And this one specifically can be most easily found in the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve. However, that's all we have for Parasaurolophus. We are now going to move on to the next animal, which is one we've already covered, the Edmontosaurus.
Alright.
Catch everyone up to speed. Originally, we thought that Edmontosaurus was extinct. This version was found in Minnesota, and we were very, very...
I think I may get some of the Hadrosaur figures, because while they do have some of them action figures, action features. I guess alright. I have no idea how you're just like this giant, like 20-foot tall mutant just going into the store and buying these things. But let's keep it going. I thought someone was opening my door. It was like the thing something. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna get some of these Hadrosaur figures because I don't really have that many Hadrosaur figures. I only have like 2.
Note because, like I said, we originally thought that it was extinct. We thought it was a male version of the already known Edmontosaurus. However, this would prove untrue later, as this is actually a completely new species entirely. The original Edmontosaurus that we knew was Edmontosaurus annectens. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep, my boy E. Annectens. Y'all gotta respect my boy E. Annectens. If y'all do not respect the E. Annectens, I will eat it myself. I mean, I will eat you. That just sounded so weird. I'm so sorry.
Simply is Edmontosaurus regalis. Upon further research, it was discovered that Jurassic World had both species, but annectens was the far more popular one, so they kept it around and threw regalis out, which really doesn't
That
make any sense
Distortus
considering
Rex. You got your kids shipped from Amazon? Alright.
Annectens does not have a crest.
You do you.
While regalis does. No matter what, though, I'm still glad that we have the species. Now we move on to the iguanodontids, starting off with one you've probably seen on this show before, the Dilophosaurus. I'll be pretty
Oh, this little guy.
frank about this guy. The reason I've never really made a video on Dilophosaurus is because it's really not too interesting. There isn't really too much background information on this animal besides the fact that because so many carnivores would kill them in the parks, that this animal had to be cloned at least 60 times. We do know how it came.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh, another Dilophosaurus died. Oh well, let's clone another one. That is so ridiculous.
Into this world, however, and it's actually kind of a funny story. So, Dr. Wu has a son. If you don't know who Dr. Wu is, he's one of the lead scientists who works for Ingen. And his son said to him that Dilophosaurus is his favorite dinosaur. Therefore, Dr. Wu put Dilophosaurus into Jurassic World.
Are you serious, dude? All because your son said Dilophosaurus was your favorite dinosaur? You just cooked. Oh, okay, Timmy. Let's see. We're finna use some. Roadrunner DNA. We're finna get some Dilophosaurus DNA from the amber. We're finna do this and that. Okay, alright. Nice. I've been eating 1,000 meats. Oh my goodness.
We also know Dilophosaurus is typically a lookout dinosaur, meaning that if it ever sees a threat, it will call out to the rest of its herd about said threat and let them know about it. Other than that, we really do not know.
Bro, why did I do that?
About Dilophosaurus besides that it's a small herbivorous dinosaur. That's really about all there is to it.
Yeah,
So
but give
let's
us the
move on
bulk.
to our last dinosaur, another iguanodontid, the Tyrannosaurus.
When I said bulk, I meant the iguanodon.
So, what we know, there's 2 variants of this dinosaur. The first of them is the larger and more calm Tyrannosaurus bozai. Then
Oh, frick off. I don't care about Bozai.
there's the smaller but more aggressive Tyrannosaurus helbis. Do you know more
Hellbuys? Okay, dude. I'm about done.
about helbis? Because this is one of the many dinosaurs that attacked the Camp Cretaceous kids. And if you don't know, this was a set of kids that was left on Nublar after the Indominus Rex.
I just realized this. There was a lot of dinosaur. There was like a lot of dinosaur child predators. No EDP, no nothing like that. They were actively hunting these kids. No stalking or whatever. They were actively trying to hunt and put these kids on a plate. Everything. No, not Compsognathus. Ooh, even herbivores were after them.
Out, and one of them said that this dinosaur attacked them and followed them in water.
Oh, frick off. No. You see, it gets to a point. It gets to a point.
This makes Tyrannosaurus helbis the only herbivorous aquatic dinosaur that InGen has ever cloned.
What about the Hadros? I don't know.
Jesus, that was a mouthful. Sadly, though, it is thought that both Tyrannosaurus species have probably gone extinct.
How? How are y'all going extinct?
There has not been a sighting of them in the last several years, so it's really up to everyone's best guess, but many people think they went extinct sometime in 2018. But that is all I have for you guys.
Well, they were good for. I mean, actually, yeah, they were good. Good friends.
Today, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There is a vast array of hadrosaurs and iguanodontids that InGen has created over the years, so if you guys want a part 2 to this video, let me know. And as always,
If something chases you, run. Woo!
Don't miss this WNBA season.
NBA. Oh my gosh. Oh. Sorry guys, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. When I saw the NBA, I just started beating my lizard. Go check out the Ampelosaurus versus Triceratops stream if you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh my cannibalism. So I want to right now eat more s'mores. I'm just gonna go back. I don't want to go back no more. Let's just keep
Hello
watching.
and welcome to InGen Dinosaur.
Oh, shut up! I just got scarred.
File.
Tell me some InGen. Welcome to InGen Dinosaur Profile.
Ceratosaurus. Height, 8 feet. Length, 23 feet. Diet, carnivore. DNA, 80% Ceratosaurus, 20% raccoon. Well, we are now on to, I believe, our third or even maybe fourth of the mid-sized carnivores that InGen has ever created, and of course this time it's the Ceratosaurus. I picked Ceratosaurus, however, because this animal has probably one of the most unique builds of any creature that we currently know about, as well as that it is considered maybe one of the most deadly of all of the carnivores InGen has ever cloned. To take a look at how this animal is so deadly, I think there's two categories that we need to look at. This animal's overall build as a predator, and this animal's personality. Of course, let's start off with the animal's build.
Can we go into the fact that it just killed one of its own and just brutalized it on camera?
Taking a look at the animal's entire body to see what makes it such an effective hunter, but let's first go over its head. Ceratosaurus is one of the few dinosaurs that can actually open both its top and bottom jaw. It's unknown as to how it does this. Nothing in its DNA would suggest anything abnormal, but for some reason, Ceratosaurus can move both parts of its head. That being said, it can also move each part individually too if it wanted, but if anything, that makes it even more extraordinary. Ceratosaurus also holds the record for the second longest teeth of any InGen dinosaur, only being topped by the Tyrannosaurus rex. Moving away from the animal's jaws, let's now talk about its skull and neck. These are strong, very, very strong. Similar to the Carcharodontosaurus, Ceratosaurus has a skull that is meant for battery. This thing has been known to headbutt pretty much anything that gets on its nerves or just thinks it's just trying to hunt. There was one specific recorded attack of the Ceratosaurus going after a female Edmontosaurus, and while this battle would end up turning in the Edmontosaurus's favor, the Ceratosaurus still showed off its immense power in its skull and neck. Ceratosaurus is one of two natural carnivores in Jurassic World that has 4 fingers. It and Carnotaurus are the only ones.
Carnotaurus has 4 fingers? More you know, I guess.
Combined with the fact that this animal has pretty strong arms, mainly due to the raccoon DNA, Ceratosaurus's arms are very, very useful for grabbing onto prey and items in general. Ceratosaurus eventually got the nickname the Leg Day dinosaur because Ceratosaurus's legs are built. This animal's legs are specifically designed for navigating rough and rugged terrain, and it is very, very good at doing that. The momentum that these legs give off can make Ceratosaurus go to sometimes 30 miles per hour, which is very, very fast for a carnivore of this size.
Yeah, bro, go suck my weenus. Anyway.
Roster of great features, we have the Ceratosaurus's tail, which is very, very well built as well. Like most animals, the Ceratosaurus uses its tail to balance itself while it might be walking or maybe running, but the Ceratosaurus's tail is somewhat unique. Ceratosaurus has a thin and aerodynamic tail, which many people think is meant to make it go faster. And most scientists think that yes, it does help it. So, you have a predator with a unique jaw system, a strong skull and neck,
Check.
strong arms,
Check.
very strong legs,
Check.
and a very, very useful tail.
Check.
How does this not make the perfect predator?
It is the perfect predator. What are you talking about?
Usually see predators with maybe 1 or 2 of these traits. However, despite being compared to so many other medium-sized carnivores, Ceratosaurus pulls on top. We now move on to personality, which in my opinion is where it starts to get kind of dark. For this section, I'm just going to read a submission on r/Ingen corruption, which if you don't know is a Reddit where Ingen employees answer questions about Ingen or working at Jurassic World or Park. Someone on the Reddit asked, Jurassic World or Jurassic Park employees, what is the scariest dinosaur that you've had to work with? Now please enjoy some Jurassic World evolution footage as I narrate the response that someone gave.
Alright, bet.
For 5 years, 2009 to 2014. I have seen things that no man would probably want to see ever.
What did you see? Was the Ceratosaurus just beating its lizard? Just as it was just like on the floor. Like just like on the brink, just like okay.
Most zookeepers have probably seen something gnarly at least once, and they can tell you their own horror stories. But working for a zoo filled with dinosaurs is something else. Cutting to the chase, though, the Ceratosaurus is without a doubt the scariest thing I've seen. I started noticing little things that predators would do. The baryonyxes would sometimes communicate with each other through clicks. The Dilophosauruses always had a certain look in their eye when they were about to kill something, and you could always tell when they were ready. I would always pick up on how the Tyrannosaurus Rex would shake its prey violently in a very, very specific manner before eating it. But despite all that, I would never notice a consistent pattern with the Ceratosaurus.
Well, that kind of seems like your problem. Maybe you should spend more time with them. I don't know.
Remember one specific event?
Maybe you should help them beat their lizard. I'm so sorry.
Where a male Ceratosaurus did not eat for an entire week, then suddenly when a goat is released the next Monday, it charges at it full force, knocks it 20 feet into the air, and then the deed is done. The only thing you could ever tell about it was if it had just eaten or not, because there would always be blood in the enclosure somewhere, or even sometimes on the animal. Sometimes one of them would try and tear another's face off, and the next day...
Oh my gosh!
They would be perfectly fine in the same enclosure. 2 feet apart from each other, just staring at the other one. Sometimes it would hunt during the day, sometimes it would hunt during the night. It really didn't matter to these guys. Sometimes they'd be incredibly timid, while other times they would be out, roaring, screeching, howling into the day about whatever the hell was on their minds. I think what really scared me was how unpredictable they could be sometimes. Last thing I want to say is the eyes. God, the eyes. One time I walked into the security room.
Is the Ceratosaurus back for vengeance or something? Oh, yeah, I remember.
Just out of convenience, because I wanted to talk to the guy there. And I saw on one of the cameras that there was eye shines. It was 5 a.m. in the morning. We were both working dead graveyard shifts, and seeing that out of nowhere was kind of a big shock to me. It felt like all of a sudden I was just kicked with 700 pounds of caffeine in my system. I had to ask the guy there what the hell was going on and what those eyes were. And he simply replied, "I don't know its name, but it's the one with the horn."
I don't know, man. It's the one with the horn. It's the one who was beating his lizard yesterday.
I remember the slick country accent very well, and I also remember...
Oh, it was slick country accent. I don't know. One with the horn.
feeling a sense of dread when he perfectly described the Ceratosaurus. Take what you will from this story.
The one with the horn. The one. You know.
Probably gonna be people
You know, partner.
who think there's much scarier animals that they've created, and they're probably right. However, just from my personal experience, the Ceratosaurus will always stick out as number one. And that is all we have for this episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. Tell us what you think in the comments about this very odd and mysterious.
Alright, let's see what the comments have to say. I don't know if I can read them from here. Caution, these videos aren't meant as canon. And they're just made up lore. Excellent video in the Jurassic era. It was playing second. Fatal to Ceratosaurus. Best GP free dino. A very underage. Alright.
Predator. And as always,
If something chases you, run. We know, buddy. We know.
Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur.
Hey, I didn't get an ad this time. Yippee! Sorry, I just had to do that. Don't mind me. Oh, no. Too much. Make it break us go. Take it real slow. Break it real go. See the flying Cyrax. Oh my gosh, my eyes.
Alioramus. Height, 5 feet. Length, 13 feet. Diet, carnivore. DNA, 75% Alioramus, 15% red-tailed hawk, 10% corn snake. Confirmed breakouts, 1. When you think of a Tyrannosaur, you probably think of something like T-Rex, Albertosaurus.
No, I think... Hold up, let me show y'all what I think. Hold up, I'm finna see if I can get him without him falling or anything. If he falls, I'm not finna show him, but let's see. I'm finna show y'all who I think. Oh yeah, this is who I think right here. Hold up. Ooh. Alright, glazing aside.
Maybe even Tarbosaurus. But did you ever think that you would come up with the idea of a very small and considerably very annoying Tyrannosaur? Well,
I wouldn't think Alioramus is small.
it's that day. Let me introduce you to the Alioramus. We don't know a ton about how the Alioramus got into Jurassic World. However, we do know that the dinosaur was introduced in
Not the Manila music.
2013, but never really revealed to the public. We also know that it's extinct, so spoiler alert. But I
Bruh.
want to
How? How are y'all going extinct? Y'all suck.
focus this episode more on how employees thought of this animal, as well as the funny story of how it one time broke out. Most employees described the Alioramus as a mixture of both annoying, but at the same time kind of funny. Apparently, it would screech a lot during the day, giving some employees headaches, but at the same time, it was also oddly friendly with many of the people that came in contact with it. According to most, whenever a person would walk by its enclosure, it would bob its head up and down, which signaled that it was happy. Now we go on to the funny story of how this animal broke out. It
Wait, what?
was because of a damn tree branch.
Excuse me? Context? Hello?
So yes, this cousin of the almighty Tyrannosaurus got angry enough because of a tree branch falling on it that it decided to break out of its enclosure.
Oh, that's just a crash out. That's just a crash out right there, dude. That's just that's just a crash out. That's just your casual Tyrannosaur crash out.
Thankfully for everyone around it, though, the Alioramus did not actually hurt anyone. It just ran around for about 20 minutes before it was tranquilized and then sent back to its enclosure without any protest.
You just a crash out, bro. That's a you problem. You're gonna have to deal with like falling tree branches.
And that is the story of the Alioramus. I bet when you started watching this video, you thought you would hear an awesome tale about a mystical predator who decides that it would be small but still cunning.
Yeah, heck no. I could see from a mile away, bro, was stupid. A dang tree branch. How I could see this dude killing someone because he got cranky. He just had a temper tantrum and then he just murdered someone.
Well, sorry to disappoint. I hope you all enjoyed this rather goofy episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. And as always, if something chases you, run.
I know I'll run, but I can't run away from this ad.
Hello and
Oh.
welcome to Ingen.
Where are these ads at? I may be safe. W. Alright, that's W me. I'm gonna skip these again. Right here.
7 feet, length.
Darn it. There we go.
Cosmoceratops. Height.
This was the dude who got disrespected by the Diablo Ceratops. Also, I know it says it's like, but I haven't. I've probably forgotten this video. It's 3 years ago.
Length 18 feet. Diet omnivore. DNA 96% Cosmoceratops, 4% toucan. Confirmed breakouts 15.
Oh my gosh! Excuse me.
Was not exaggerated. This medium-sized ceratopsian has the most breakouts of any dinosaur in ancient history. Cosmoceratops is thought to be as aggressive as it is, mainly because of the fact that it has a lot of testosterone in its veins. While
So it's just very, it's a bit, you know.
Triceratops literally means devil. Its purple and black cousin might actually hold the title of demon. Let's get into why. It's unknown when Cosmoceratops was actually implemented into Jurassic World, but it's thought to be somewhere between 2009 and 2011. As I mentioned at the beginning though, this animal would break out on an almost 2-month basis. There was even a special ACU unit designed just for the Cosmoceratops. Eventually, Ingen got sick of the Cosmoceratops's antics and just moved it into the Camp Cretaceous area. Cosmoceratops would of course live out its days after the Indominus Rex attack until 2018 when Mount Sibo erupted and it was transported off the island. And we didn't hear much about it after the Lockwood breakout until 2020. It was transported to the Colorado Dinosaur Reserve in 2020 after being found in Michigan, and this is where the antics of the Cosmoceratops would start. During the first month of it being there, the animal got into 2 fights, one of which was with a Ceratosaurus.
That Ceratosaurus got killed. I'm sorry.
The Ceratosaurus did not exactly do anything to the Cosmoceratops. The Cosmoceratops apparently just felt like it. But even Cosmoceratops...
It just killed that Ceratosaurus for fun. It did not specifically state if that Ceratosaurus survived because it's dead.
Ceratops' aggression has nothing on what we later found out about it in 2021.
What happened?
These photos were taken close to where the Ceratosaurus attack happened. However,
it ate the Ceratosaurus.
It would turn out that this was not the Ceratosaurus as you would probably think. This was actually a much more different culprit. As you probably guessed, it was the Cosmoceratops who was behind it. It was found out that the Cosmoceratops most likely killed a raccoon for some
A raccoon?
food. The bits that were found were simply the aftermath. Some people think that ceratopsians might have eaten meat to equal out their diet, and Cosmoceratops kind of proved that. Because of the fact that it both eats plants and meat, Cosmoceratops is the first known omnivorous ceratopsian. And that's really all there is to the Cosmoceratops.
Alright.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and as always...
If something chases you, run. We know. I'm so glad there's no more ads.
What does it mean to live a rich life? It means brave first leaps, tearful goodbye.
Hello and welcome to Ingen, Dinosaur Profile. Dilophosaurus. Height 3 to 6 feet. Length 14 feet. Diet carnivore. DNA 70% Dilophosaurus, 20% fro lizard, 10% spitting cobra. Confirmed breakouts 2. Dilophosaurus is probably one of the most infamous dinosaurs that we've covered, and for good reason. Dilophosaurus is considered to be a pretty scary dinosaur. It has a large frill on its neck, it can spit venom, and it's considered a pretty crafty carnivore. However, despite that, I'm going to aim this video to try and change that mindset against Dilophosaurus, because like sharks, I think Dilophosaurus gets a lot of unnecessary hate. To start off, let's get into this animal's origin. Dilophosaurus was probably cloned sometime back in 1991 and was the 7th dinosaur Ingen ever remade. Dr. Harding specifically said that he wanted the dinosaur due to how monstrous it seemed in most of the illustrations and readings about it that he had heard. However, Dr. Harding would say that he was very disappointed with how Ingen created theirs, stating that it was too tiny and looked kind of minuscule, as well as saying that the venom kind of made it look cowardly. Despite what Dr.
Dog, it literally has venom.
Harding would say, though, Dilophosaurus would prove that it actually was very dangerous. It is one of 10 dinosaurs that Ingen has cloned that has actually killed somebody, and that means while they might be shy, Dilophosauruses are not afraid of humans. In fact, most people think they might even be curious. Yet despite this, Dilophosauruses, while they can be dangerous to people and while they're hunting, Dilophosauruses are not naturally aggressive animals. In fact, Dilophosauruses are seen as one of the most caring dinosaurs that Ingen has ever created. They are much like velociraptors, but instead of gnawing at each other when they're angry, they actually show a lot of compassion for each other.
Aww, how sweet. By the way, I'm just trying to, there's like my eyes hurting a lot. Probably go in a bit, but. Woo.
Now, remember earlier when I said that Dr. Harding thought this animal was cowardly because of its venom? Well, I'm gonna finally debunk that, as it is not actually venom that Dilophosaurus has, it is poison. What is the difference, you might be asking? Poison is meant to deter predators, while venom is meant to get prey. Because of it
Alright.
using poison, this means Dilophosaurus never uses it to hunt, but instead just deter. And this means that Dilophosaurus is nowhere near as aggressive as we once thought. Because Dilophosaurus, like all dinosaurs, was not a monster. It was a simple animal living a simple life of hunting, eating, drinking, and resting. Even
Facts.
the mighty Tarbosaurus only wants a drink.
Wait. What's this? Hold up. Man, 2021, you're good. You're good. Never mind. I thought it was maybe this inspired prehistoric planet. You never know.
Nothing else. Because it's a normal animal.
W Tarbo, you're the goat. You're the goat, Cybo. We get it. We still won't forget. You change your gender, all because of a volcanic eruption and the death of your sister. But whatever.
And that is all for the Dilophosaurus. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, and we will come back to you next time with another dinosaur. And
How many dinosaurs are there, dude? I'm about done. Please. Please tell me I'm somewhere at the end. I don't think I can keep on going for this long. We still got so many videos. Oh, God. Oh, look, there's me. We're close. We're closing in. We're closing in. If we keep it sweet and brief and we keep skipping these intros, we should be good. Each of them are like 2 to 4 minutes long after all, so it shouldn't be that much.
as always, if something chases you, run.
Set your luck with Laura Mercy setting powder with vitamin C. Effortlessly blurs skin with
Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile.
Also, unrelated thing. I think I should make a I got a plan. I'm gonna make this Dilophosaurus. Dilophosaur. Based off of the King Cobra. So instead of poison or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm doing. I forgot I can skip this. Right here.
When I first started Ingen Dinosaur Profile, I talked about 4 specific prehistoric animals, that being the Cryolophosaurus, Tarbosaurus, Dracorex, and Sarcosuchus. I've also mentioned the phrase Colorado Dinosaur Preserve a few times as well. But what do they have in common? Well, the 4 prehistoric animals that I mentioned at the beginning have been in the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve at one point or another. As a matter of fact, besides the Cryolophosaurus and the Sarcosuchus, every single one of those animals, that being the Dracorex and Tarbosaurus, are still in the preserve. Originally for this video, I wanted to narrate footage that we captured on the preserve. However, instead, I'm going to show the footage that we caught and just list off random facts and things to note about it.
Alright.
So without further ado, here is the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve. The preserve started building in 2018, right after the Lockwood breakout, and it was finished in June of 2019. Currently, it holds 27 species, however, the max limit it has reached is 32. Some dinosaurs have been moved to other facilities, while others have just died in the preserve. You've probably seen this river at least once or twice.
Chill, Karka. He's equally based. You can tell he still has you can tell he's still a Chad, despite his lack of the Chad chin. You can tell. He's got that. I'm not gonna say it.
Tornadoes. This is known as
You know what? Frick it. I'm already cringe. I'm finna say he got that silent glow. Like too much.
This is Mesozoic River because most of the dinosaurs actually drink from it. The Mesozoic River is not only the best place to film though because a lot of dinosaurs come there, it's also the only place we're allowed to film because most of the other spots are territories for other dinosaurs. Besides being considered a watering hole, this place is generally considered the most peaceful spot in the preserve. Most of the time, you'll see big predators and tiny herbivores come here just for a drink and nothing else. Like,
They're just chill guys.
here, the Sparasaurolophus is resting down while these two huge predators, the Tarbosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus, sit and take drinks. By the way, you might be wondering, why is there two apex predators living in the same environment? And that
Have you ever heard of the dinosaur park formation? I think that's it, right? Have you ever heard of the Binge formation? Those have a bunch of predators.
has a pretty easy explanation.
Actually, have you ever heard of the Morrison formation? What about that?
They eat different things.
That's it.
Due to the real-world environments that these predators lived in, Tarbosaurus would have probably eaten smaller animals, which it does in the preserve as well, and
Of course.
Carcharodontosaurus would eat larger animals. Because of this, both predators can easily exist without conflict. Finally, for this video, I want to talk about a large drama and lawsuit that's actually taking place right now against the state of Colorado, which involves the Colorado Dinosaur Reserve as well as the DPG. For those of you who do not know, the DPG stands for the Dinosaur Protection Group. This was an organization that was centered around saving the dinosaurs from Mount Sibo in 2018, and it still goes on today, but with different intentions now. DPG have been arguing that the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve is holding the dinosaurs hostage and that they...
How are they holding them? Isn't it a preserve? Okay. This may be a valley crash out.
hurting the environment. They've even made merchandise over it with the
Let them free.
tagline, "Let them free." The lawsuit is still ongoing and there has not been a verdict yet. However, from small reports that we've heard, really it's not pending in either side's favor. And that's really where I think we have to end this video. There is a lot to cover about this preserve. However, I think I should end it on this little bit of a cliffhanger, so maybe in the future there will be a part 2. With that being said, thank you all for watching this special episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, and remember, if something chases you,
Run. But I cannot run from. Is this an ad? Yeah, I can't run from the ad. I am not an old adult. I am a child. Can you please leave me alone? I don't care about Ace either. Isn't it the Carnotaurus from Dinosaur King?
So to do it right, start with exceptional paint that's designed to last.
hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile.
I think I would have much rather preferred to binge watch Dinosaur King than this, just because of the lack of ads. The show is not bad at this series isn't bad at all. The only problem is the ads. Calm it down a bit. All right, let's do some skipping right here.
Hello everyone, this is Ingen Dinosaur Profile, and today in this unique episode we are going to be looking at the creatures that I have already covered here and updating them with useful things that have changed since I made those videos.
Alright, bad.
Let us start with Season 1. Starting off with the creature that's kind of considered the mascot of Ingen Dinosaur.
Yeah, he got that
Profile,
silent glow. Okay.
Cryolophosaurus. And unfortunately, we have to start with kind of a sad one. Cryolophosaurus unfortunately went extinct.
Ha! I'm leaving
5
alone.
months after we made our video, mainly due to competing with other predators like Ceratosaurus.
Ceratosaurus.
Tarbosaurus in the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve. This will unfortunately not be the last dinosaur that I have to say went extinct. However, I can really say that the Cryolophosaurus was especially heartbreaking for us because, you know, it's the logo of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, but we'll still keep it as the logo because Cryolophosaurus does mean a lot to us. The second episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile covered the Tarbosaurus, which in the video we named as the evil twin of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But Tarbosaurus, for some reason, is nowhere near as aggressive as it once was. Most people think that its body just stopped producing as much testosterone. That's currently the leading theory, but really we don't exactly know why.
Blood's just a chill guy now. Also, I'm finna see if I can get to the Pyroraptor part, and I may just click off. I'm not really sure. How many episodes do we have if we get done with me? We will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we'll basically be done if we, like, get past the... Okay. Well, we might as well keep on pushing then. We might as well get done with it so I can continue the rest of my summer break and keep on doing other streams. I think I'm gonna keep on, like a little note, I think I'm gonna keep on doing streams because that way I can interact with y'all more. So y'all won't have to comment, alright? So that's why I'm doing streams now. I'm not switching up or anything. I'm just trying to hang out with y'all.
Most people are pretty happy with this change because of the
Y'all 4 people. Yeah, I've seen y'all. Y'all been very silent lately. I don't know what's wrong.
Tarbosaurus is no longer a villainous monster, but instead an actual animal now.
Yeah, you're just a chill guy. You ain't horny anymore. I'm so sorry.
With Dracorex, there really has not been much change. However, the next animal, the Sarcosuchus, has had quite a lot happen since its video was released. Sarcosuchus lived a pretty peaceful life up until 2020.
So we got another chill guy.
Only about 4 months ago when the animal actually broke out of the Colorado dinosaur.
How does a crocodile break out? Does it just like slip under? Like the gate?
The entire United States has been on a large croc hunt since that time, with really nothing coming up. But if y'all have any information whatsoever, make sure to contact the local authorities. Now, I cannot show an image nor say the name of this next one. However, just know there was a certain yellow and purple dinosaur with a crest that I covered that has permanently been banned off of YouTube.
Calovosaurus.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look back at the old intros for Ingen Dinosaur Profile. However, that being said, I believe that it was most likely taken down by Ingen because my video was taken down, as well as the fact that you can't look it up on Google, so that
Calovosaurus
probably correlates in some way. However, before my channel gets terminated, I'm now going to go on to the next animal, which is the start of the Season 2 creatures. First of those animals is the Hybotus, which is a very, very odd creature that I decided to cover, and I'll give you a couple reasons as to why. Hybotuses are really not that noteworthy, in all honesty, besides the fact that they had an attack in Oklahoma and they act like piranhas. There really is not too much to know about them. I also talked about a biosyn lab where a lot of animals escaped from, and sometime in the future I might make a video on that. However, just know for now, there was a biosyn lab, lots of dinosaurs were cloned there, and this was one of the prehistoric animals that escaped. I also have to say, currently as of right now, all of the ones that were released into the public have either been captured or have been killed, because there was an official warning sent out to the public that these things were way too dangerous. So thankfully, they are not our problem anymore. Keeping to the theme of oddities, the next one is the Compsognathus, which, unlike the other hybrid that I covered that got taken down, this one remained on YouTube, so I feel comfortable talking about it. From what we last gathered, Compsognathus was a nocturnal predator that roamed the wilderness of Arizona, hunting other dinosaurs that were in the area and just other wildlife. Unfortunately, there isn't really much of an update with this one, but I will give you a little bit of information that's happened since then. Compsognathus still roams the southern US and is still becoming an ever-growing problem for people. In fact, the state of New Mexico declared a state of emergency when the animal was spotted in a county there. As of right now, the animal is still out there somewhere, and while there have been several attempts to kill it, all of which have been unsuccessful. So that means for my southern viewers, keep one eye open. This guy might be in your backyard. Caprasuchus, like the Hybotus, was a creature that was released from the biocin facilities into the wild. The animal was free when we last recorded it, however since then things have thankfully changed. Caprasuchus was being held in custody for a little bit to be determined whether or not it was a threat to society, and it was then released back into the area it was found in, but this time the area was completely fenced off so it can no longer hurt anyone. So thankfully the boar croc has a happy ending. So for the next animal, the Admontosaurus, we've already given an update about that. If you want to go watch it, it was the Hadrosaur Haunted video, but the next animal, Utahraptor colossi, has had some change.
I remember this video because he sweared in it. I don't like it that much. Grr.
This guy was pretty similar to the Hybotus, where there was a national state of emergency called for the fact that this animal was out and released, and thankfully, someone shot it, killed it, and it is no longer a threat to us.
Alright, bro. Why did bro just got sniped? Is that what happened? Alright.
Now, typically when a dinosaur goes extinct, I'm not this ecstatic, especially when it's Utahraptor colossi, which is one of the first official known ingen clones that we know of. That being said, this dinosaur was very, very close to the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve and could have posed a serious threat to those guys. These next ones...
Like what? I would be danged if Cybo died to a dang Utahraptor. I don't care what species it is.
This can be summed up pretty easily. The Mesozoic Portuguese Preserve is still active. Styracosaurus might need its own update video sometime. And
I forgot about Styracosaurus, not gonna lie, I'm sorry.
For the Concavenator and the Pseudoceratops. Pseudoceratops is still out in the wild to what we know, and Concavenator is extinct.
Wait, Styracosaurus had it? Oh yeah, I did. Never mind, I remember.
I know, but if you haven't noticed already, I'm trying to breeze through these. We're now down to the last three. The first one being Ornithosuchus. This is
I remember her. She literally instead of teabagging, she pee-bagged on some compies. Emphasis on the pee.
Is now thankfully in the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve instead of out in the wild. Next up is Mononychus. This guy is really, really weird and kind of annoying actually because its call is really, really, really just listen to it. Anyway.
It doesn't really seem that bad.
A loud chirping bird dinosaur aside, this creature was last spotted in the northern coast of Florida, surprisingly. And this is one of the few dinosaurs that's actually been let into a zoo. Yes, much like peacocks, this animal is actually free to roam around zoos in certain areas due to the fact that it's actually really not that dangerous to people. Some people think it's awesome, some people think the decision's stupid. Leave down in the comments what you think. I probably regret making the Proceratosaurus episode the most because I feel like this was a very, very unsatisfactory ending to Season 2. However, I'll still give it the same treatment that I did every other dinosaur on this list. So, last that we left off, Proceratosaurus was a small predatory dinosaur that lived throughout the entire United States, and the one that we filmed was a small pack in New Jersey. And unfortunately, this set of Proceratosaurus would be the last ones alive. As of right now, Proceratosaurus is critically endangered with only one of them being alive.
How are y'all dying? Y'all got rebirthed. Y'all got how are y'all y'all see this is proof that y'all are not meant to survive in the real world. Okay?
But there is hope for the Proceratosaurus. Ingen announced that they're going to be making a program that's going to help the critically endangered species as well as the ones that are completely extinct. And as you can see, this last one seems to be a Proceratosaurus, albeit looking very differently.
Yeah.
And so far, Season 3 has had no need for any kind of updates. But if
Alright.
something happens, I will let you guys know. That's it for this episode of
Let's.
Ingen Dinosaur
Alright.
Profile.
And remember, if something chases you, run. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't stop jinxing it.
Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile.
Oh, skip it. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm used to letting it play out. My bad. My bad. Ah, my eyes. I gotta stop.
Styracosaurus. Height.
How long do we have to keep going? Cause I am going through it. I am going through it right now. There is a lot of episodes we have left. Oh my gosh. Oh, we still got a lot to go. I don't think I can do it personally. What? Who am I kidding? We're already at 100 minutes. We might as well keep on trudging along. Oh boy.
15 feet, length 28 feet, diet, herbivore, DNA 95% Styracosaurus, 5% rhinoceros. So, to people who do not know, I've already made one video about Styracosaurus in Season 2 of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. However, I'm coming back to say that there's a little bit more to talk about when it comes to Styracosaurus. Recently, people have discovered that there is actually a completely different kind of Styracosaurus than the one that we covered, so this video will be used to tell you all the differences between both of them. So, there is the short-nosed version, which is the one that we covered, and then there is the much larger, more recently discovered long-nosed Styracosaurus.
Alright.
The short-nosed Styracosaurus can grow up to what is now known to be 20 feet. I think we had a smaller estimate in the original video, but it's now known to be larger. And you already heard the long-nosed Styracosaurus stats at the beginning of the video. Right now, we know of one long-nosed Styracosaurus specimen who has been nicknamed the Broken One because half of his crest is actually bent down. No one is really sure as to why half of his crest is bent down, but some people think that
Maybe because he's a bit slow.
born, half of it was warped. Maybe
Look at the way he
in
rolled
the
that.
aging process, something happened to the other half that caused it to permanently be stunned that way. Really, it's up to everyone's best guess. At least it makes him easier to spot. This video is sponsored by Jurassic Productions.
Oh, who is this guy?
Bringing you things such as Isla Nublar and short films for almost 2 years now. Now let us get back to the profile. There isn't too much else known about the
Sweet.
Taurus besides that it's much larger than the other one, it has a long nose, and the current is somewhat dwarfed. So, with that being
Bruh. I guess you could say it's a bit distorted. Alright.
said, thank you all for watching this very special episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. The next one will be the final episode in this season, and it's going to be over a pretty familiar thing.
Well, it's not the end for me, King Kaiju. I still have to go through all these videos, okay? It's been 103 minutes, please. I don't think I can keep going. I'm finna try my best to keep going, and I don't know. I hope I can just get through all of them right here, right now.
So thank you all for
So I'm just gonna
watching.
keep on skipping the trailer and just like give less and less commentary, hopefully. I don't know. Whew. I think it's mostly because of these ads.
Hello and welcome to ingen Dinosaur Profile. Brachiosaurus. Height 41 feet, length 79 feet, diet herbivore, DNA 90% Brachiosaurus, 10% African elephant, confirmed breakouts 2. When it comes to herbivores in Jurassic World or even Jurassic Park, the one that comes to most people's minds is Brachiosaurus. While ingen has created other sauropods, the Brachiosaurus is by far the most infamous just for the general presence it has, and for good reason. Brachiosaurus is one of the largest of all of the ingen sauropods and is definitely the tallest. But rather than focusing on how big Brachiosaurus is, today I'm going to focus on something that really is not talked about a lot. Sauropods and how good of parents they are. Of course, Brachiosaurus is
They're not good parents, dude. Anyway.
going to be the example we're looking at, so let's dig in. Sauropods are one of the only dinosaurs that are known to stay with their kin for their entire lives. In
Oh, really? I thought... I may have to... interesting.
fact, the reason most sauropod herds are huge is because of this. Also, wholesome little fact, brachiosaurs are very, very quick growers. They usually get to full maturity at around 3 years old, so they really don't need their parents for that long, but despite that, they always stick with them. It is just out of pure love for their parents.
Aww.
Brachiosauruses will eat any type of tree plant. It does not matter if it's poisonous, it doesn't matter if it's dense, it doesn't matter if it's even sharp, brachiosauruses will consume it. But notice how I said tree. There are certain types of ground plants that they can eat, but they usually will always stick to tree plants. But because of how tiny the babies are, they really cannot reach the trees. And for that reason, mother brachiosauruses will actually go up in the trees, pick branches for them, and place them down on the ground for their little infants to eat. By the time a brachiosaur is 1 year old, though, they're already 20 feet tall and 40 feet long, so the mothers only have to do this for a little while. For the last parenthood fact about Brachiosaurus, I want to talk about their eggs. Sporadically, after Brachiosauruses lay eggs, they will come and check back up on those eggs every once in a while to make sure that predators leave them alone.
This is so sweet.
They try and avoid brachiosaur nests because they know that the parents...
Also, Kaiju, I can see your arm. I can see your hammer there. I'm sorry I had to call you out. I'm sorry. It's just a little observation.
They come back, and no predator really wants to deal with a large mother brachiosaurus. And that right there, friends, is probably where I'm going to end off the episode. Thank you for watching this.
I'm finna skip the thing too because I'm trying to speed through it. You think I want to be here for like 107 more minutes? The following video is not canceled just for improvers. Hey. 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 Alright, I had to make an exception for that, dude. That was sick.
Pentaceratops. Height 13 feet, length 24 feet, diet herbivore, confirmed breakouts 3. You probably noticed that I did not specifically mention the DNA because throughout this entire video, I'm going to be making the analogy that Pentaceratops is basically the pit bull of dinosaurs. And to start with that analogy, Pentaceratops is about 10% pit bull, which is why it is built so heavily. This is because Pentaceratops was bred to fight. Pit bulls have a stigma around them as fighting dogs, and Jurassic World wanted something similar for their Pentaceratops. Ingen has a dark history of putting dinosaurs up against each other to fight for select programs, and
Of course.
Pentaceratops was specifically made for one of these programs. This earned the Pentaceratops a very fearsome reputation. It was a war animal. It was always forced into combat.
Ooh. You about to get that? Ooh. I saw that coming from a mile away. As soon as bro went off screen, I knew bro was cooking up something.
This makes people think that Pentaceratops is nothing more than a blood-hungry monster. But this is wrong. The Pentaceratops is not naturally aggressive. This is a very wide misconception because of the fact that it was in fights. And secondly, there have been way more aggressive ceratopsians that are actually naturally aggressive. For example, the Cosmoceratops. To put it in perspective, Pentaceratops has 3 confirmed breakouts, to where Cosmoceratops has 15. Moral of the story, Pentaceratops, similar to the pit bull in its DNA, is not at all a naturally aggressive dinosaur, but instead, due to certain circumstances, can be aggressive. Like I've talked about on previous episodes of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, Pentaceratops is not a monster, nor are any of the other dinosaurs that I cover. It is instead a benevolent giant that is just an animal like everything else.
Alright.
Ingen Dinosaur Profile has always had one primary goal: to educate people about the dinosaurs that now live around us.
So this is basically prehistoric Planet X Jurassic World.
And if you can take away anything from these videos, it should be that
Flashback.
these dinosaurs are not monsters, they are not science fiction, but instead, they are real-life animals that deserve the same amount of respect and treatment that other real-life animals get. Have a happy holiday, everybody. Thank you for
Happy holiday. It was Christmas 3 years ago? Oh yeah, it was December 25th. 2023. Okay. Well, Merry Christmas to the people who are stuck 3 years ago.
And remember, if something chases you,
Run. I had to make an exception for that, so that kind of... I swear if this... Okay, listen, bro. I have every reason to crash out over this ad. It's been 112 minutes I've been... Okay.
Emergency supports your immune system with so
I can't stop now, though. I can't stop now, though, I guess.
Be ready to dive in with Emergency. And for on-the-go immune support, try Emergency Crystal.
I'm finna keep pushing till I can't no more.
welcome to Season 4 of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. Starting off the season, I want to have a very, very special dinosaur on the show, one that has been rumored for a very long time. However, up until recently, there wasn't a ton of concrete evidence for it. This dinosaur would be the Dilorhinosaurus. At first thought to be somewhat of a legend, the Dilorhinosaurus was a rumored hybrid that has been floating around in Ingen forms for quite a while now. This dinosaur, of course, is a hybrid between Dilophosaurus and Tyrannosaurus. Theories about the animal's appearance have been going around for a little bit now, with some people claiming that it's a brownish color with red highlights, and some people saying that it was even green. until recently when the dinosaur was actually shown, and it turns out that it's actually a blue and black mix. This guy was spotted in Connecticut about a month ago and was transported to the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve where it has been being held for the last couple of weeks. And thus far, it has shown its hunting skills as supreme.
Alright.
As of right now, though, this is about all we have on the animal. It's very, very mysterious.
How many more videos do we have? We're close. We're very close. I may stop it right here, dude. Should I? I'm not really sure. It's so dang long. We'll stop it. We'll stop it right here. As soon as this video is over.
Elusive, so the few times that we do see it, we learn something new each time. With the short time that this animal has been around, it has only been spotted a total of 13 times. That hasn't stopped people from theorizing about it, though. Some people believe in how this animal might be semi-aquatic, and there's a few things that back this up. Firstly, one of its parents, the Tyrannosaurus, is theorized to at least be somewhat aquatic, or at least one species of them is. It's really not sure which species of Tyrannosaurus the Diloranosaurus originates from, but it is still possible that it is the aquatic variant, which could make it aquatic. However, the primary theory that people throw around is how this animal was created and its origins. We know that ingen
Is it missing an arm?
the total of 3 hybrids: the Indominus Rex, the Indoraptor, and the alleged, but a lot of evidence behind, the Squirtus Rex. And of course now this one, which makes it 4. Given the photos and descriptions that we have for the first 3, as well as what we know of the Dilophosaurus, we can gather that all of these carnivores, besides the Indominus Rex, are all lanky carnivores that are usually more intelligent. This has led to the theory that Diloranosaurus is most likely a test run for the previous 3, or that the previous 3 are also test runs for something else, and this one just fits in there, yada yada yada. You get what I'm trying to say. That's also all I have to say. So, thank you all for watching this episode.
Alright, guys, I'm finna stop it right there. I've been streaming for a good minute. Alright. Hope y'all all have a nice time, nice night, whatever you want it to be. I'll see y'all guys next time. Bye.